During our last Carnivore Diet meat haul at Publix, I picked up some Butchers Bone Broth. Is it better than Kettle and Fire, and how does it stand up next to homemade?
You serious?
After being misled all of your life by a stupid triangle, you decided to give the Carnivore Diet a try to regain your health, but it was harder than you thought giving up all the sugar and carbs, leading you to fail multiple times trying to just eat meat. But instead of staying down and cowering in the corner with a Twinkie in your mouth, you decided to get back up and come out swinging. That, dear viewer, makes you a warrior.
You warriors are good. Real good. The best.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. Larry here. It's been a few years and about 100 pounds since I reviewed Kettle and Fire's bone broth. I had actually just had my teeth extracted when I bought those boxes online, and I wasn't disappointed with the Kettle and Fire for what I was using it for. After having my teeth extracted, I did not feel like making, a bunch of bone broth here at home. I knew I wouldn't be up for that. Having all your teeth pulled is no fun, let me tell you. So, it did its job. I enjoyed that bone broth probably for a week. Of course, it did not stand up to homemade, and I'm really interested to see how this Butchers is. Big difference. This was refrigerated when I bought it at Publix, and the Fire and Kettle is shelf stable. It came through the mail, and as long as you keep them closed, they last quite a while. Another huge difference was when I first opened this and stuck it in my glass. I used this glass, I didn't use a mug so you guys could see the color. But when I first opened it up, it is a gelatin. It looks pretty close to my homemade bone broth, and I was shocked by that. And the Kettle and Fire, even after I opened it, I poured it into a mug just to test it out, and I stuck it in the refrigerator, and it never became gelatinous. It stayed pretty much a liquid. So I'm really interested in seeing how this tastes. I heated some up in the microwave. And this is about half the jar here. So there's not a whole lot in here. We'll check out the label. It looks and smells delicious. So I'm looking forward to trying it, especially, being a gelatin coming out of the package. That was pretty cool. So it's non-GMO, gluten-free, no added preservatives, and it's great for soups and stews, seasoning, rice and potatoes, sauces and gravy, and that's what I'm looking for, sipping hot. The ingredients are filtered water, organic beef, and organic carrots.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
Well, it says 0 carbs, so there can't be a whole lot of carrots in it, but that doesn't bother me. Probably just for a little flavor. I don't put carrots or any vegetables in my homemade bone broth. And another thing is too, this will probably need salt, since they have no added salt. I'm in the middle of my 5th 3-day fast. It is Easter morning right now, and I've decided to break my fast on day 2 so I can enjoy Easter dinner with Cassie and little Larry. So I'm gonna break that today. And let's see how this tastes. I'm really looking forward to it. Here we go.
Yeah, you wanna put that dish in your mouth.
Well, I'm gonna say right off the bat, that is much better than Kettle and Fire. And this bottle was $4.99 at Publix. And I believe the Kettle and Fire run around $7.50 a box. The box is probably pretty comparable to the amount you would get here, maybe a little less. But this is definitely better than the Kettle and Fire. And my review on the Kettle and Fire was pretty decent, That would be perfect for traveling, especially because it's shelf stable in the box. You don't have to refrigerate it. On a road trip is definitely, consider getting some. But if you're going to be somewhere with refrigeration, I would definitely say that this is your option. If you're going to have an ice chest in the car, if you're staying in a hotel room and there's a refrigerator, this is definitely an option if it's available to you. Some people in the comments of that meat haul video said that this was available online, maybe through Butcher Box, or I'm not sure. If you guys were the ones that left that comment, remind everybody down below where they can get this. I know you can get it at Publix, so it's definitely better than Kettle and Fire, but how does it stand up next to my homemade bone broth? Well, like with most things homemade, it doesn't even come close. I'll tell you though, it's a lot closer than the Kettle and Fire. Yeah, it's just not as rich as my homemade, but my homemade bone broth takes, 2.5 days to make, guys. Yeah, if you haven't seen that recipe, make it in a crock pot, and I'll put the card up here, but it's delicious. It's just a labor of love. It takes a while. It's easy to do. It just takes a while. You probably get 10 times this amount in one batch for, maybe $10 worth of beef bones. So it's definitely more economical to do it at home. And, of course, it's going to taste better. And once you make a batch at home, it'll last about 5 days in the refrigerator. Like I had mentioned in that Kettle and Fire review, what do they put in it to make it shelf stable? Well, at least this stuff is got to be refrigerated, and it came out, as a gelatin, which I'm really surprised at the quality of this at the price compared to Kettle and Fire. So, if you guys aren't down for making homemade bone broth, and this would be in your budget, I definitely think, this would be a good option. And I would recommend it to somebody long before I would Kettle and Fire. But, like I said, Kettle and Fire does not have to be refrigerated at all. You can put it in a suitcase, take it on the plane with you. So, that's the one upside to it. And it wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't as rich as this. And of course, nowhere near homemade. If you're aware of another good bone broth brand we can get at the store, put it down in the comments, let everybody know. It's not something you see a lot of in the stores. So that's kind of why I picked this up when I did see it. And I was getting a little lazy. I made a lot of bone broth in the month of March. I made 4 big batches, so kind of take a break from that, and you can get some bone broth in here and there. It's really good for you, and it warms the soul. I really appreciate you stopping by for this quick review, gang. Be cool if you hit the like button before you bail. And if you're one of the 40% of our regular viewers that aren't subscribed yet, come on, man. It's time. We'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, no sugar, no carbs, and no cheating. Later.
All right, guys, on my way home. They're a little bloody. What do you think? I gotta go get my prescription for antibiotics, so... I gotta tell you, that was brutal.